If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next one. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's a little bit messy here on my desk at the moment. I've got loads of prints I'm trying to sort out and my negatives and bits and bobs. But I'm doing a video today, well I'm doing a photograph today, so I thought I might as well film it and show you guys what I'm up to of my dog George. Now George is a little Shih Tzu. And my wife says to me, you've got all these prints around the walls, blah, 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 you keep going out taking photos. She goes, you ain't got none of the dog. And I said, well, all right, I'll get one of the dog then. So I thought I'd surprise her. So when she comes home, hopefully, I'll have this wrapped up and, well, not wrapped, I mean the video wrapped up, not present wrapped up, but get in a darkroom, make a print, stick it in a frame and see her reaction. Be interesting. But I've decided to take this photograph of George. Very basic. I'm going to be using video lights and a background which sits indoors, which is a blind covering the front door. So I'm going to sort of go back to basics on it. I've got strobes and stuff, but I'm not going to use them. I just like playing around sometimes. And if I didn't have this YouTube channel, I'd be doing this stuff without video cameras. So, but if you guys are interested in it, you can carry on watching the video and see what I'm up to. But where is it? I'm going to be using the Olympus OM20. Now you remember my video on the OM10. I liked it that much, I went out and bought an OM20. So why didn't I buy an OM10? Well, the OM10, it comes with an adapter for manual use for the shutter speeds. Well, it kind of put me off a little bit because I was looking on eBay for the OM10s, but most of them didn't have the adapter. Then I learned about the OM20, which is called the OMG in the States, and it's got manual control and it's got the shutter ring dial up here somewhere. So basically it's fully manual camera. I don't have to buy any adapters for it. So I'm going to be using, I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I got it online quite cheap and it came with a flash as well, which I'm quite happy about. And I really do like it. I'm going to make a short review at some point on this camera, but this is the camera I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to be using a film that I haven't used before, Kodak 3200. This is the Kodak 3200 Tmax film. And I'm going to be using this film as well. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, why am I shooting Portrait my dog on 3200? Well, I'm not using any strobes, no flash. These are, they're not very bright lights. So I want a faster shutter speed as well, because if he does move or whatever, I'm not going to get a blurry image. So, but also I want to try it out, and hopefully the pictures will come out all right. I'm also looking forward to seeing what sort of grain I can get out of the 3200 as well when I make a print. I'll just be interested to see what it looks like. I'm shooting 35mm and I'm going to be blowing it up and cropping into a 10x10 square. You guys know I like my square prints, so that's what I'm going to be doing. If I get grain, I don't really care. I'm not a photography snob, so you know, what I get is what I get, and I'll enjoy the process in the meantime of shooting. So I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that I've been sent as well. I've got to give a few guys a little mention. So I've got 2 rolls of Fomapan to use and 2 rolls of Ilford Pan 400, both 400 speed films. They was kindly sent to me by Zulte Haring from Holland, and he said, I've got a couple of films in the fridge, you're all welcome to have a play with them and keep them and do whatever you like. I said, okay, great. And he was kind enough to send me them. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to be using these in a video at some point, along with 2 rolls of Lady Grey lomography film as well, that was sent to me by Andrew West. And Andrew West, and also Zulte Haring has got Instagram accounts. I'll put those in the description below. But Andrew, thanks very much for sending me these. I'm going to certainly have a dabble with the lomography 400, the Lady Grey, if I can get it out. This one here. He said I'm going to send you some Lady Grey. I thought he was going to send me some tea. But it's basically a rebranded Fomapan 400. So it was quite strange that Zulte Haring sent me the Fomapan 400 as well. But what I'm going to do in a future video, if I can put that back, all fingers and thumbs at the moment, is I'm going to compare the 400, Ilford 400 pan with the HP5 and also with the Lady Grey. So the 3 films I'm going to shoot and see what I get out of them. So look out for that video when I come round to it. So anyway, on to the shoot now. So I'm going to get prepared, get my lights set up. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing, and then as normal I'm going to develop the film, get in the darkroom, and hopefully I'm going to make a nice print. At some point, I'll just quickly show you my desk. I've got so much stuff here at the moment, there's prints galore, all over the place. Some in cellophane. Some of these I've done on the channel, some I've done off the channel. I've just got negatives everywhere. It's just a bit messy. Just negatives, it's just a mess at the moment, but hopefully I'll get around to tidying this up. There's a church and some prints here. I don't even sell prints, I don't even know. I just cellophane these ones up just to keep them proud in case one day I do decide to sell. So I've got loads of prints here. And all these other prints, this is just old stuff. My daughter there. I'm just trying to go through some stuff. There's a bench, you know, I like benches. There's a bit of seascape going on, a bit of street photography. What else have we got? There's some cameras, that was from Shoot Film, Like a Boss video a long time ago. Prints everywhere, got to sort these out. Let's get on with the photo shoot. So I'm ready to go. I've already set my stuff up and already done a few light tests. I'll show you that as I go along, and I'll just show you some of the stuff I've got. I've got a little cabinet here with a dark towel on. The idea of the dark towel is I don't want to reflect any light off onto George, so I've put a dark towel there, and that's for George to sit on. He doesn't like heights, so I know he ain't going to jump off. I've got a Dido light here, which is a video light. It's a dimmable video light. I've had this for years. I've got a reflector there that's going to this light's just going to light a little bit of backlight on George, but the reflector is going to pick that up and hopefully shine a little bit more onto the upper side of his face. And I've got my fill light here, which is going to fill George. So, and this is another video light. It's a halogen light. Not much else I could say really. Let's introduce George on the bench and see how he behaves. I've also got a light meter as well. I've done a few light metering, but I'll show you that in a second. George, come here. Do you want a photo taken? No? I'll come and get you. Right, here we go, George. You sit there, bud. There's a good boy, look, you've got a towel there. Now, I'm not going to bother grooming him, because he doesn't like being groomed too much, do you, mate? No, you don't like people touching him too much. Just a little stroke here. All right? All right, George, you've got to look at me that way, yeah? Remember how we practiced it. So I'm just going to do a quick reading. I've got my meter at 250th of a second, so I want 250 because just in case he moves a little bit, and I'm using 3200 film. So let's do it. Now he's quite difficult because he's got a white chest and the rest of him's dark, so it's a little bit tricky. So I need to kind of go in between his head and his chest and do a little bit of trickery in the darkroom maybe, but let's do a meter reading, see what we come up with. Come here, George. That'll do, thank you, mate. Okay, so I'm getting a reading of F8. I'm not pointing it directly at the light, I'm just pointing it down slightly, and it's giving me F8. I don't need to adjust my ISO settings at all, because I'm not going to be using the camera's meter. I've already done the metering, so I don't need to use that. I'm just going to dial in F8 on the aperture, and then 2/50th of a second on the shutter speed. I've already got 3200 speed filming, which is what I've allowed for. So I'm ready to take Georgie's pics. Start with the first one. I'm not going to go crazy, although I've got 36 shots. Hello, mate. Can I just dry your nose a bit, George? It's a bit wet, isn't it, buddy? There you go. Good boy. No, I don't lick it, I've just dried it. Now, come on. What are you doing? Good boy. All right, all right. Right. Let me take some pics, George. Now I'm purposely getting George's whole body in because I'm going to crop this in anyway in the dark room. George, there we go. George, you want a treat? What's that? Where's Mummy? Where's Mummy? One shot, thank you. Get a few more, we'll be done, mate, yeah? Where's Mummy? Oh, where's Jessie? Do you want to go in the car? You want to go in the car? Yeah, thought you might. Wait, no. You've got to sit down though. Well, that's a nice pose. You're stretching yourself out. George? Is that a side shot? What's this way? George? Oh, that's a nice pose, George. Got that one in. Hey, did we get that one in? Let's go this way around. George, what's this? Do you want that cheese? George, do you want sausage? Do you want sausage? Do you want a sausage? Where's that sausage? Oh, you good boy. A couple more and we'll be done, all right? This is a bit tricky. Oh, that's a good boy. George. 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 What's this? Ah, one treat. What's this? Oh, you can smell it. Sit down then. See if I can get a side profile. George, what's this? Oh, that was nice, thank you. One more and I'll let you go, all right? And you can have your treat, okay? Yeah, one more. That might have worked. I'm enjoying this. One more, George. Let's get close. Thank you. Okay. Good boy. Come on in. Ah, is it good? Did you enjoy that? No, probably not. You enjoyed your treat, didn't you? So that's it. I've done the shoot. I'm just going to cut the film out of the camera, put it in the developer, and save the rest of the. Go on, George. Save the rest of the film for a rainy day. So, which shouldn't be soon because it's shit weather here in England at the moment. So I'm in my darkroom now and I'm ready to do some printing. I've got fresh chemicals, fresh developer, fresh stock, fresh fix. It's a tongue twister, fresh fix. And I've looked at the negs already on my light box and they don't look that bad. A little bit dark on his head maybe. But the only way I'll see is to start doing some test prints and see what I can do. Like I said earlier, I'm not a photography snob. I just enjoy what I do. And if I can make something good of this, great, I've learned. So let's crack on and see what I can do in the darkroom. So this is the contact print I've done, and this is the picture I've taken. This is the one I'm going to put the negative inside the enlarger and make a print of. And I like it, he's just looking off the camera there. I can see both of his eyes. A little bit dark around this area, but let's see what we can do to try and fix that. So I've been in here for about an hour now, as you can see behind me. I've had a bit of fun and games with trying to make this print. As I anticipated, yep, George's head was a lot darker than his body, which I'm happy about, which means I'm not going to overexpose his body and muck about in a dark room with that. But the challenge is just trying to pull the contrast down. I found that 3200 film really contrasty and very, very, very sharp. And I have got grain, which I don't mind. It's quite nice to see. But I was surprised at how sharp that film was, and also how contrasty and punchy it was. It really did punch the blacks. So after a few various tests on the enlarger without any filters, I even tried pre-flashing and I couldn't get anywhere with that either. But I ended up going real simple and using my contrast filters and using a number 2 contrast filter just to pull the contrast down a little tiny bit. So I've done a couple of prints already. These are the test prints here that I've been playing around with, and I think I found the right formula, so I'm ready to go for a print. So I'll point the camera in that direction on the baseboard so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll explain what I'm up to as I'm printing. These are my first test prints here. You can see I did a test print of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 seconds, and then I'll do 2 little strips, one at 20 seconds just over the eye and around his head where the dark area is. One at 20 seconds, one at 15. 20 was a bit too much. 15 was better, but it was still too much. And then I tried to do some pre-flashing just to try and pull the contrast down. You can see this is a pre-flash test strip I did here. Can barely see it at 2 seconds, so I did 2 seconds pre-flash, and then at 15 seconds did that pre-flash piece of paper on a test print there at 15 seconds, and I was still not getting it lowered the contrast slightly, but not enough. So then this test print here was with the contrast 2 filter, and I did a test strip at 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25 seconds. I decided to go for 25 seconds, and I did an overall test print there at 25 seconds. Not too bad, but I needed to do a larger print to see where I was going on this. So I did a larger print, and these are the 2 larger prints. This was the first one without a contrast filter, and this was the second one with a contrast filter, and I did 25 seconds overall, and then I just dodged using a dodge tool George's head, and burned in the rest of the whites and around the edges here as well. So unfortunately I've got a tiny little speck of crap on the paper as I was printing, so I'm going to have to redo this one. So let's point the camera in the right direction and I'll show you what I was up to. So you can see there, that's my contrast 2 filter sitting underneath the lens. Sometimes I put it inside the tray at the top there, and other times I just put it underneath the lens. I put it underneath the lens this time, and come down here is the baseboard. Okay, you get the paper out. This is Kent Mears 16 by 12 VC Select paper. It's like a gloss. Move all this crap out of the way. Get this under my easel. These are my homemade templates that I make. Cut the excess off for the test strips in the future. And I'm hoping that I've nailed this one. Keep the tripod. Right. And these little brackets I just put on here to hold the template down so light don't seep underneath. Let's get that one on there. Stick that one on there like that. Hopefully this time, I'm thinking that little dot was a little bit of crap, fell on the paper, so not on the negative itself. Right, contrast 2 filter sitting underneath, doing its thing. Where's my dodge tool? There's my dodge tool. You can see it here, and I'm literally just going to bounce it after 25 seconds. So I'm going to do the first 25 seconds. There it goes. I'm just going to dodge his eyes a little tiny bit. One, a little bit of his nose, just around the edge. Okay, let it do the rest now for another 10 seconds, let it burn in. I'm not doing any dodging or burning, it's just sitting on the paper. I'll give it a quick waft. And just going to do 15 seconds around the edge. And I'm just going to have to pull the red light away so I can see what I'm doing here. If you can't see, I'm sorry about that, but 15 seconds, hopefully. There you go. Just going to dodge his face and let the edges burn and his white chest burn as well for 15 seconds. And that's about it. The last thing to do is to make a little black border around the edge. Here's my little insert just to make that border. Put more brackets down to stop the light seeping underneath. Take the filter off, take the carrier out, burn light onto it. White light, let that make a black border for me, and carrier back in. Time for printing. Go on, George. Looks alright so far. At least I've got rid of that little white spot. And the most important part really of this print is his eyes. I wouldn't want his eyes to lose any sheen. I'll go too black, so I've got nice highlights in the eyes by the looks of it. So that's the end of my darkroom session. I've had a good time in there. I've been in there probably over 2 hours, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. Some of the stuff off camera I've been doing testing, listening to music. I've cracked open a bottle of beer, you know, and I've got the 3 prints now sitting, well, 2 of them already dry. The last one you just saw me do, that's now drying. The next thing to do is get that behind glass, get it on a frame and show my wife Emma, who hasn't got a clue what I'm doing. The front room's all back to normal now. She's back from work, she's watching TV. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to show her this print. So let's get this behind glass and show you what it looks like.
Where am I going?
Behind you.
That's so cute. Oh, George! Oh my God, he's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, George! Oh, it's making me want to cry. Oh, it's really cute.
What are you crying for?
It's really cute. Thank you. Oh, it's my boy. He's a good boy. Hello. He's a clever boy. He's a clever boy. Where's your dad? Where's your daddy? Did Daddy take your picture? Did Daddy take your picture today? Who's that handsome boy on the wall? Shall we go see George? Who's that up there? Who's that up there?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it so much, thank you. It's really cute, seriously cute.
George, say goodbye.
Say bye-bye.
Say bye to the people.
Say bye-bye, George.